Hello guys, welcome to StudyNest. You are watching Study with Ayush, and in this video I am going to explain the topic diversity in living organisms. So let's go on.
So the first thing we are going to study is diversity. What is diversity? This earth is full of organisms of various shapes and sizes. The largest phylum of animal kingdom alone contains over 1 million species. There are varieties of plants, right from small grasses to tall eucalyptus trees. This variety in living beings is called diversity. So the next question rises is, what is the need of classifying diversity? We all know that we can't study such a huge diversity, such a huge range of plants and animals one by one. Therefore, we have to classify diversity. Attempts at classifying diversity into groups have been made since time immemorial. Greek thinker Aristotle classified animals according to their living environment, that whether they lived on land, air or water or in the air. But the drawback of Aristotle's classification is that it is a very simple way of looking at life and misleading too. For example, animals that live in the sea include corals, whales, octopuses, starfish and sharks. We can immediately see that these are very different from each other in numerous ways. In fact, habitat is the only point they share in common. We therefore need to decide which characteristics to be used as the basis for making the broadest divisions. Also, biologists such as Ernest Haeckel, Robert Whittaker and Carl Woese have tried to classify all living organisms into broad categories called kingdoms. The classification Whittaker proposed has 5 kingdoms: Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. So let's study about these kingdoms. Monera. These organisms do not have a defined nucleus. They are unicellular. Some of them have cell walls while some do not. They can be either autotrophs or heterotrophs. This group includes bacteria, blue-green algae, mycoplasma, and abina. Protista. This group includes many kinds of unicellular eukaryotic organisms. Examples are unicellular algae, diatoms and protozoa. Fungi. These are heterotrophic eukaryotic organisms. Some of them are saprotrophs and others are parasites. Examples are yeast, molds and mushrooms. Plantae. These are multicellular eukaryotes with cell walls. They are autotrophs and use chlorophyll for photosynthesis. All of these are plants. Animalia. This include all organisms which are multicellular eukaryotes without cell walls. They are heterotrophs. There are also some subgroups of Animalia. They are Echinodermata, Protochordata, Mollusca, Arthropoda, Nematoda, Annelida, Vertebrata, Porifera, Cnidaria and Platyhelminthes. Let's study about them briefly. First, Porifera. The word Porifera means organisms with holes. These animals are covered with a hard outside layer or skeleton. They are commonly called sponges and are mainly found in marine habitats. Some examples are Euplectella, Cycon and Spongilla. Next is Cnidaria. These are animals living in water. They show more body design differentiation. The body is made of 2 layers of cells. One makes up cells on the outside of the body and the other makes the inner lining of the body. Examples are jellyfish, sea anemones, hydra, etc. Next is Platyhelminthes. The body of animals in this group is far more complexly designed. The body is bilaterally symmetrical, meaning that the left and right halves of the body have the same design. There are 3 layers of cells from which differentiated tissue can be made, which is why such animals are called triploblastic. Examples are free-living animals like planarians or parasitic animals like liver flukes. Next is Nematoda. The nematode body is also bilaterally symmetrical and triploblastic. There are tissues but no real organs. Some examples are ascaris and wucheria. Next is Annelida. Annelid animals are also bilaterally symmetrical and triploblastic, but in addition, they have a true body cavity. Earthworms and leeches are familiar examples. Next is Arthropoda. This is probably the largest group of animals. These animals are bilaterally symmetrical and segmented. There is an open circulatory system. Some familiar examples are prawns, butterflies, houseflies, spiders, scorpions, and crabs. Mollusca. In the animals of this group, there is a bilateral symmetry. The coelomic cavity is reduced. There is little segmentation. They have an open circulatory system and kidney-like organs for excretion. Examples are snails, mussels, chiton, octopus, and pila. Next is Echinodermata. These are spiny skinned organisms. These are exclusively free living marine animals. They are triploblastic and have a coelomic cavity. Examples are sea stars, sea urchins, Antedon, and Holothuria. Now, Protochordata. These animals are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, and have a coelom. In addition, they show a new feature of body design, namely a notochord, at least at some ages. During their life, protochordates may not have a proper notochord present at all stages in their life. Examples are Balanoglossus, Hadmania, and Amphixios. What is notochord? The notochord is a long rod-like support structure that runs along the back of the animal, separating the nervous tissue from the gut. It provides a place for muscles to attach for ease of movement. Next is vertebrata. These animals have a true vertebral column and internal skeleton, allowing a completely different distribution of muscle attachment. Vertebrates are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, coelomic, and segmented. Vertebrata subgroup of Animalia also have some subgroups, namely Cyclostomata, Pisces, Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves, and Mammalia. Let's study about them briefly. Cyclostomata. Cyclostomes are jawless vertebrates. They are characterized by having an elongated eel-like body, circular mouth, slimy skin, and are scaleless. Examples are lamprey and hagfish. Pisces. These are fish. They are exclusively aquatic animals. Their skin is covered with scales or plates. They obtain oxygen dissolved in water by using gills. Examples are sharks, mandarin fish, anglerfish, tuna, or rohu. Next is amphibia. These animals differ from the fish in the lack of scales. They have a three-chambered heart. Respiration is through either gills or lungs. Examples are frogs, toads, and salamanders. Next is reptilia. These animals are cold-blooded, have scales, and breathe through lungs. While most of them have a three-chambered heart, they lay eggs with tough coverings and do not need to lay their eggs in water. Snakes, turtles, lizards, and crocodiles fall in this category. Aves. These are warm-blooded animals and have a four-chambered heart. They lay eggs. There is an outside covering of feathers and two forelimbs are modified for flight. They breathe through lungs. All birds fall in this category. Examples are white stork, ostrich, male-tufted duck, pigeon, sparrow, and crow. Next is mammalia. Mammals are warm-blooded animals with four-chambered hearts. They have mammary glands for the production of milk to nourish their young. Their skin has hairs as well as sweat and oily glands. The examples are cat, human, rat, whale, and bat.